but it was his first experience of trying to perform at that level, and like I said, he actually did a great job coming out of the gate. But what I really have appreciated about Ricky over the last 28 years is his fortitude to keep this thing going, and your fortitude to help him keep it going. We see a lot of artists through the years. We've seen a lot of artists through the years come through that you sometimes wonder why they continue to try to do what they do, and because it's a difficult road, as many of you in here know. And this youngin' somehow has maintained that for the last 28 years. And I could not be more thrilled for anybody that I've ever worked with that finally hit that #1 slot. All this stuff.
Good. Long time, bro. Long time.
We got really close about, well, what year was it, Greg? Beautiful Valley.
89
out.
or 90?
90, yeah, 90.
We got close, and that was before Ricky
Yeah.
joined the group. We got really close with that song, and then that was the closest we ever got until last month.
Yeah.
So, again, I can't tell you enough how much I admire your fortitude, your guts, your
Yeah, you're
willingness,
awesome, man. Thanks, Chris.
your willingness to stick to what you believed you should be doing, and you've done it. And you've done it quite well. And so I just want to thank you for that.
Man, you're awesome, buddy.
And,
I
well,
appreciate you, man. I'll hug you in.
well, we've been down a lot of roads together.
We have.
And,
We have.
had a little time off there and come back together several years ago. And again, Greg probably got more he can tell on you than me. He rode the bus with you.
Yeah.
We'll leave that. Yeah. We'll leave all that. We'll leave all
You
that.
want to say anything?
I'm kind of reiterate what Chris has said there. For a group that has stuck to it for a long time and worked hard at it and been consistent, it's very, very awesome. And to have the vocal lineup that he has now
Yeah.
is very awesome, because it just shows the consistent push to try to have and offer what is best.
Yep.
And so, because the team he's got now is awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome bunch. So,
Yeah.
that's all I got. Let's pass it to Jim, Mr. Radio Man himself.
Hey, Rick, and guys,
And I want to say this about Jim before we let him speak. This guy, we watched him for ever how many years now. Worked really, really hard for all the artists we represent.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, he outdid himself on this one.
Yes, sir.
I've never seen him work any harder, because he believed in that song so much, and he believed in the message that it had, that he went above and beyond. So
Yep.
thank you for that,
Chris,
Jim.
thank you.
No doubt.
And Ricky, guys, we couldn't afford to get you a plaque, but we got these old plaques here. All you gotta do is take a magic marker.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, we'll just color it in. It's great.
First of all, we spent everything on lunch.
See, I'm the only one that has to have notes, man. But anyway, yeah, we gotta acknowledge the unsung heroes in the room here. And that was not Archie and the guys this time, but it'd be the wives and families of the quartet. That
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
amazes me. And you guys have them too, how the family stays at home and you guys go out on the road, they hold down the fort and mind the store and raise the kids and clean up after the dog.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's have a big round of applause for the Quartet family. And I'd also like to say welcome to the celebration to the one and only Inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
We've done this with him before, but I want to say a word about, this was a big team effort. The studio, you guys gave it just the right treatment, that light acoustic guitar and not too much production, and let the voices and the message carry the song. And you really did that. And Ricky, you stepped up and sang that, brother. Is that
sir, we
Ricky?
did. Yeah.
You shaped that song up and styled it, and the guys coming in with their parts, it was great. It was just fantastic. The other thing that I wanted to say is this group, and most groups do participate in some form or fashion, but they were there from the get-go with the postcards that they sent out, the Bible that they sent that was embossed with the music director's names. That went a long way. I had a number of them say, man, that really meant a lot to me. Alice Cassar says, yeah, I carried it to church Wednesday night, So that was very special. And Doug got in the car and visited some Eastern Carolina stations. Ricky got in the car after working on the bus for a couple of weeks, being under the bus. He gets in the car and goes and visits some stations in the two Carolinas and the corner of Georgia, being away from his wife and family, and then gets on the bus the next day to go off to Michigan. So they went above and beyond. The last thing I'll say is thank God for the opportunity that we have here. And I've been known to write these poems. I wish I kept them all in a book and I could call it Bad Poems About Good People. But anyway, it's a little throw together, so y'all bear with me here. The Bible says, make a joyful noise, and nobody does it like a down east boy. We're gathered here to give a great big hug to Ricky, Darrell, Zach, and Doug. In class and style, they have few rivals. Now they're number one with Beat Up Bible. Though it took a while for them to get this gig, when they went to one, they went there big. They never gave up. This ties in with what Chris was saying. They never gave up. They just kept on digging. When they hit the top, it was a biggin.
What is he?
Yes, they've seen their share of strain and stress, but now they're a 35-year overnight success. And even though number ones are hard, my brothers, stay saddled up and you'll have some others. I do believe that.
Yeah.
To Ricky, Darrell, Doug, and Zach, we give this verbal backslap, hand clap, all of that. Some like north and some like west, but on this day, east is best. So come on, Crossroads, staff and brass, let's show these gentlemen some class. Take the left, take the right, and slap together with all our might. We'll park the prim and proper poise, and give it up for the Down East boys. So we have some plaques.
Want to say anything?
Yeah, Ricky.
Give us a speech.
Come on, man.
Oh, boy. Chris is teaching me back here. I was thinking, I talked to Greg the other day, and I said, hey, what do we do with these things? Because we never done one of these, and he said, well, we'll talk a little bit, and we'll eat. And he said, have something ready maybe if you want to say. And I thought about it. I almost made some notes like Jim, and then I thought, no, we'll just kind of let it be what it is and enjoy the moment. Chris Wright, 28 years ago, was a long time. And I wouldn't have this. I wouldn't be here today, though, if it wasn't for that guy. Greg and I met through the Hoppers, and Greg called me up and said, hey, the group's looking for a lead singer, and you guys, you're interested in doing that. And that's what I always wanted to do, and he knew that. And so the group was singing 6 miles from my house. It was really strange, but they were going to be in town. I went and tried out. 2 weeks later, I'm on the bus, and I had no idea what I was getting into. And Archie probably knows what that feeling's like. I had no idea. But 30 years goes by pretty quick, doesn't it, Greg? It does. And, man, it's an honor to be able to do what we do every week. And my wife will tell you, it's never been about a number one song. If it had, we'd have given up a long time ago.
Yeah, you would have.
But we love the music and we love what it's about. And Archie can tell you that.
Yes.
And these guys get on the bus with me every week, and Daryl's been here 11 years. And he's seen the ups and the downs more than Zach and Doug. And Doug's been here 2 years, and Zach he's just riding the wave, man. Zach comes in, records, and gets a number one song out of the deal. He was like, man, this is pretty awesome. I was like, you got no idea, man. But you know what? It's amazing with this song. And Jeff said this in the studio. As much as we poured in to albums over the years, that song was so simple and so easy. The track was simple, as you said, and it was all about the message. And Chris told me 28 years ago, the first day in the studio, and it's always this way in recording anything. It's not always about the vocal or the instruments or anything. It starts with a lyric. And that song has touched people. And all of you guys up here at Crossroads, y'all may not be on the road with us every week, and you may not get to see everybody that we see, but you have a major impact on people's lives. And Van and Scott sit there and tune those records, and they mix those albums, and Jeff, he's playing and he's producing, and you make the music and you go home and you don't see the impact. At convention this year, Sheila and I were walking through, and this lady walks up and she says, hey, I've been looking for you guys. I just want to share this with you. And she reaches in a bag and pulls out a Bible. And she said, my mom died 2 weeks ago, and this is her Bible, and I want you to see what a beat-up Bible looks like. And she brought that all the way to convention just to try to see one of us, to show us that Bible. That song impacted her that way. And then we sang in Blair's, Virginia, a month ago maybe? And a lady comes up and she says, I've never heard your group before, but I heard a song on XM called Beat Up Bible. And I told my husband, Mom's going to die in a few weeks. That song is about my mom, and that song's got to be played. And that song was played at that lady's funeral, and they laid that Bible on top of her casket and played that song. That's impacting people's lives. And it's everybody in here. It's Jim getting the word out, pushing the song. It's Jeff working in production. It's these guys mixing. It's everybody getting the albums out to all the distributors and everything that goes on. It's a major team here. And I've been a couple other places. Chris and I have been together a long time, but I can tell you here what I love about it is it's family. And when I walk in here and I see Scott, if it's been 6 months or if it's been 8 months, it's just like we're buddies from high school. And same way with everybody here, Van and all the guys. And so, man, the atmosphere here is family. And just know, guys, you're in here with us, and you're every week when we go and do what we do, you're a major part of that. And that music, it is impacting people's lives. And that's why we do what we do. Plaques and food and fun and poems are great, but 28 years wasn't done to do this. This is great, and I'm honored by it. But we do this every week because we love this music, and it makes a difference. I wouldn't leave those girls, and I wouldn't leave my wife every week if I didn't think it made a difference. And I wouldn't drag these guys around with me just to ride a bus, because it'll make you old. But it makes a difference. So keep on making a difference. And thank y'all for all the help. I love you guys, every one of you, and I appreciate you.